Okay, let's just address the elephant in the room right off the bat. The absolute frenzy around AI right now. I mean, everywhere you look, there's a new model, some crazy new demo, a bold claim that literally everything is about to change forever. But how do you actually build a real business out of all this noise? Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're laying down the foundational groundwork you need to start thinking like a true AI entrepreneur.
So let me ask you this. Why do most AI startups fail? It's kind of a provocative question, isn't it? Well, actually, scratch that. They don't usually fail because the technology is bad. They fail because the founder gets completely distracted by what the tech can do rather than focusing on what the customer actually needs. So today, we're going to shift your mindset. We're moving you from being a passive spectator of all this AI magic into an active, strategic founder who can spot real, tangible opportunities.
To get us there, we've got a quick roadmap for this 7-minute explainer to build a really wholesome understanding of AI entrepreneurship. First up, the real AI business story. Second, the anatomy of AI value. Third, turning those ideas into actual offers. And finally, cementing that AI founder mindset. Let's get started.
All right, part one, the real AI business story, the economic engine. It's time to move past those shiny buzzwords for a second and look at the fundamental economic shift that's really at play here.
You know, when most people hear the phrase AI startup, their brains immediately go to cool tools, shiny demos, and a giant mountain of buzzwords. They think of the tech first. But at its absolute core, an AI startup is just a shift in the economic boundary of solving problems. Business opportunities always pop up when a new technology fundamentally changes the cost, the speed, or the scale of getting a result.
Think of it kind of like introducing electricity into an old steam-powered factory. The electricity wasn't valuable just because, it was a cool, novel source of power. It was valuable because it completely changed the entire shape of production. Suddenly, machines didn't have to be clustered around one central steam engine. Work could flow entirely differently. Whole new industries became possible. And AI, it's doing the exact same thing right now, but for knowledge work, communication, and decision-making.
So how exactly does AI change these economic boundaries? Well, it breaks down into 4 distinct ways. It can automate work, getting things done faster and cheaper by removing manual labor. It can augment decisions, spotting complex patterns that our human eyes might totally miss, which obviously increases quality. It can personalize output, basically treating 1,000 customers like individuals at a scale that used to be incredibly expensive. And it can compress expertise, taking a specialist's hard-earned knowledge and making it instantly accessible to a complete beginner.
Moving right along to part 2, anatomy of AI value, creating leverage. So we understand the economic shift, but what turns that theory into something a customer will actually open their wallet for?
It really all boils down to this simple cascading reality. No pain, no urgency. No urgency, no budget. And no budget means absolutely no business. People simply do not pay for intelligence in the abstract. They pay to remove friction from their daily lives. Value always starts with a painful, urgent problem. If you build some clever model first and then go wandering around looking for a problem to solve with it, you are pretty much playing a losing game.
This brings us to a really great analogy. A truly strong AI offer behaves a lot like a thermostat. Look, a customer doesn't care if your AI has billions of parameters. They care if it improves their situation. You don't buy a thermostat because it knows temperature, right? You buy it because it keeps the room exactly how you want it, doing all this invisible work to adjust to a messy, constantly changing environment. A strong AI business acts exactly like this. It reduces drift, keeps quality steady, and saves the user from annoying, constant manual control.
And to create that kind of thermostat-like value, you absolutely need leverage. Leverage, where a tiny input creates this massive output. Think of a hammer giving you leverage over a nail. AI is literally the ultimate leverage tool for knowledge work, and it fundamentally alters the entire cost structure of reaching an outcome. Let's systematically break down these 4 types of leverage because this is literally a goldmine. First up, automation. Less human effort is needed. Think drafting routine emails. Second, acceleration. The work gets done way faster, like instantly summarizing a 50-page document. Third, augmentation. A person becomes far more capable, like an AI feeding a salesperson the absolute perfect data point mid-call. And fourth, expansion. A business serves more people, like offering personalized 24/7 support without having to hire a massive new team. Every single one of these alters the baseline cost of getting things done.
But here's the catch, right? All that capability means absolutely nothing without trust.
If your AI is incredibly fast but gets things wrong all the time, it's actually just creating more work. Unreliable intelligence forces the user to check, correct, and stress out. A bridge that looks super impressive but collapses under weight, that's a risk, not an asset. To be truly valuable, an AI has to solve the task and solve the question of trust.
Okay, Section 3, turning ideas into offers. Capability to promise. Let's pivot from the high-level theory of value to the deeply practical mechanics of actually packaging an idea into something someone will buy. AI capability, things like summarization or image generation, it's incredibly broad. But markets are narrow. AI capability is basically just a flashlight beam. It can shine anywhere, but your business will only succeed when you take that big, broad beam and point it directly at a very specific dark corner that really matters to a specific person. That intense focus is what turns a raw capability into an actual market offering.
And to point that flashlight effectively, your offer absolutely has to answer what we call the 5 quiet questions that are just floating around in your customer's head. What exactly is this result? Who specifically is it for? Why is this an urgent pain right now? Why is this better than the messy way I'm already doing it? And crucially, can I trust it to not completely mess up? If your offer misses even one of these, it's just not legible and people won't buy it.
Let's contrast a weak, vague idea against a strong, specific offer. If you say, I've built an AI writing tool, well, that's just a vague cloud. It could be for anyone, doing anything. But a strong frame, like an AI assistant that helps real estate agents turn messy notes into polished listings in minutes, now that is a specific doorway. It tells you exactly who it's for, what painful job it replaces, and what the immediate result is. Narrowing your focus is literally what makes your value obvious.
I do want to give a quick word of warning here, especially to aspiring founders. You have to make sure you aren't solving the wrong layer of the problem. Say a team tells you, we need AI to write better emails. Writing might actually just be a symptom. The real blockage might be that they don't even know which emails matter or when to send them. You have to dig deep and find the real human bottleneck between intention and execution. Because, my friends, that is where the true leverage hides.
All right, our final section, number 4, the AI founder mindset, curiosity to economics. Let's bring all this together and really cement your identity shift from an AI enthusiast into a true AI founder.
This right here, this is the ultimate shift. Curiosity looks at a massive new tech release and asks, wow, what can AI do? But entrepreneurship looks at that exact same tech and asks, what specific problem does this solve well enough and reliably enough that someone is actually going to pull out their credit card for it? You are no longer just looking for cool features. You are actively hunting for economic bottlenecks. So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought to wrap up our explainer. Look around your industry. Look at your daily workflows. Look at the frustrations of the people around you. With this new, wholesome understanding of how AI shifts economic boundaries, ask yourself, where does AI create a result clearly better enough that someone would pay for it? Find that answer, and you've found your business. Thanks for joining me on The Explainer today. Now get out there and go find those bottlenecks.